Be ready to change yourself. Be ready to challenge your better self. Know that your mind can develop a passionate winning spirit, but not by yourself. We guarantee your family in love with your life, and you're gonna love all the grind. Lewis and Bars together, we develop your mindset with vitamin C for your mind. Don't you settle with what you know. There's much to learn, there's much to earn. Tell yourself, I'm ready to fight, ready to be heard. Out of success and awakening rise. There's so many words that turn into prices. Be ready to change for the best. Step up and be great. Don't be like the rest. Develop your mindset.
Okay, so here we are. We're gonna do a little bit debating style thing, because me and Luis, we work together. We feel like sometimes we're not understanding 100% each other. Overall, we do really well. We do a really good job understanding each other. But we want to talk about sometimes there's a little gap creates between co-workers, friends, family members, also husband and wife. So we kind of want to like talk about this and see you guys can learn something from this. So a lot of times I'll be working, doing my own thing, he's doing his own thing, and then when I ask him something, he asks me something. We feel like there's a little gap created in between where I'm not understanding why he's doing or thinking in a certain way, and I have to educate myself to what he's talking about so I understand him a little bit better. So I feel like this is something worth to talk about, because a lot of people go through this, especially younger generation. People go through this a lot because they are not following each other as closely as maybe they should, because that causes gap created in between the relationships and understandings. So I thought Luis could come up here and kind of like we can talk together, and what we go through and what we think people go through, it's a good thing. So let's start. All right, so Luis.
Yes.
I know you do your own thing. You're free to do your own thing. Sometimes we have little. We're not on the same page deal, so. What do you think? Like, how people should take this, understand this, and what they should need to do to kind of go through this this period where there is that gap, and the gap is because you weren't following closely maybe to what that other person was doing in their day or even longer, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think about like how people could do this, follow this, and then help them understand this?
I'm still learning, and I'm still getting used to being an entrepreneur, because the previous jobs that I had, they didn't offer me this type of freedom to be able to learn and expand and grow, and in part it comes from that. And I really want to take responsibility upon myself, because being in a position as an entrepreneur, I feel like this gap is something that will just naturally just happen, just because that's my position, like here at the company, like that's what I do. So most of my attention just goes towards what I do, which is digital marketing. So I'm really immersed into that position. I'm constantly educating myself. I'm constantly testing these things. While here, my boss Varuj, he has more responsibilities, because he's the entrepreneur. He's the owner of the company, so he has different priorities. It's not like this doesn't matter to him, but this is not up there because of what he does, of his position. So
I'm the check. I sign the check.
He's the one who signs the checks. He's the one who makes sure that the company is still running, and that my opportunity as an entrepreneur still stays alive. So it's thanks to him. So I feel like this gap is something that's normal, and it's gonna happen. And like I said, I want to take responsibility upon myself, and I feel like as an entrepreneur, it is my responsibility and my job to to keep him up to date as to what I'm learning,
Yes.
and be able to keep him on that same page. And
Okay, so let me take
Yeah.
you on that. Do you think people is this relevant with relationships, mom and dad, girlfriend, wife, and like relationships, brother, sister? Is this something as well works in that kind of environment?
I definitely feel like it should. There should be a certain amount of leadership between the two parties here,
Yeah.
and like they both should inform the other person of what they're going through and what challenges they're going through, what new things that they're learning, and they really should. And the thing is that what tends to happen is that usually it's one person who takes the lead over the other, and then the other one sort of start to like sort of shut down, and
Oh, yeah.
and they let the other person sort of take over, and then it's usually the other person, the one who has more, they just say their communication skills are better, so then they come off as the leader, or they're just stronger in the and their personality, so then the other person sort of starts to shut down and feel like they're just not there.
So a long time ago, I listened to, I think his name was Dino something. He was I think he was a professor, and he ran the college. I can't give you more information. I forgot, this was a long time ago. But this is how he explained, and this makes sense to me, and I want to put this out because he just mentioned something similar like that. So what happens is, like in relationship, there is the A person and the B person. The A person sometimes is aggressive, he pushes the B person, and the B person, what he does is he pushes back, and then the A person pushes even more, the B person pushes even more harder, right?
Yeah.
And then this creates this friction, this animosity, this anger, this and there is a point where usually the B person will give up. When that happens, the B person would shut down and not play this game anymore.
Yeah.
And then when that happens, the relationship is dying.
Yeah.
The going forward is dying, and you're not accomplishing anything any longer.
Yeah.
Basically, two parties loses. He's gonna lose because of the aggression of the A person. The A person will lose because I don't have the B person now to rely on to help me out, right? So.
Yeah.
I thought I'd share with you guys this A-B person thing that happens with any relationship. So if this is happening to you guys, be careful, pay attention, and then fix yourself. If you're the B person, sit down, take a moment, talk to your A person that this is what you're doing. I will shut down eventually, and both of us gonna lose. If you're the A person, stop doing that, because you're gonna lose too. You'll be the bigger loser, actually.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be all along and angry, and forget that this happened a long time later, and you're not gonna understand why you're angry, what went on, but you're causing this environment, this situation, where you have to be careful. Don't do that. So that was a good point. You just reminded me of this, what I've heard, and I've studied this between. I remember specifically one time my son was 9 years old. This happened between his friend and him, and I told them, "Come, sit in front of me," and I explained this to them, and they understood it, and they stopped doing that. And then a few hours later, they were the best friends again. I'm like, guys, what are you doing? You guys are trying to see who's the A person and the B person? Who's gonna give up first? And this happens in a relationship, and you have to understand that this is happening, and you have to know how to deal with this. And
honestly, I mean, I feel like when two people decide to consciously be in a relationship, not just a love relationship, but any relationship just in general,
Yes.
I feel like there shouldn't be this competition. I mean, there should be an agreement here. There should be you guys should both be working as a team.
Oh, yes.
Sure, you both can have your own goals, your own dreams, your own paths, but at the same time, you both should be able to come together really nicely and understand each other.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, the A and B person just naturally happens. I feel like that's just a human evolution thing where there's always a leader and there's always a follower, and that's fine.
Yes.
But there should be an understanding of
the roles.
Who's the who's the leader, who's the follower, and they should both be able to communicate to each other effectively, so that there's an understanding between the two, and the relationship can flourish, and it can expand.
Target is very important. Have a target, have goals, write things down, follow whatever is not working, work on it, change it, whatever you guys have to do to be able to get to the target and achieve your targets, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I mean, we're talking about gap between created between two people. So that was good analogy.
Should we go about like what they can do, like as far as like the business environment goes? Like?
Business environment is it's all about having freedom to do what you're good at, and you should always learn about your weak points. This week I had the privilege to be in a conference where I've listened to Kobe Bryant speak about his first 20 years and then his next 20 years, what he's gonna do. So what very important thing he said was when he was in high school, he said everyone was fighting who's gonna go to NBA. And he said that was really hard because there was bigger people than him that were able to manipulate the basketball, and there were taller people who were able to jump higher than him, and there were faster people to do footwork than him. But one thing he said he did was that I want to share with you guys. He said all the strengths that I had, I was really strong. I stopped playing that, and I start playing the parts where I am not good, my weak points. And he said, if you don't practice your weak points, how are you gonna get better? So he only played his weak points. Here he said, I remember those times that when I was only playing my weak points, people used to criticize him, why you're not good, why you didn't pass, why you didn't do this, do that. So he kept on doing it, and he got really good at it. So that was his edge over rest of the people, where rest of the people were playing their strong points and he was playing his weak points, because the strong points was very natural for him, he said. So this was something to learn here, we all have weak points that we need to pay attention and then work on those a lot harder than your strengths, because strengths are your strengths. It comes natural to you, right?
Yeah.
So continuing is like, he said, when he went to NBA, he's like, I looked around, everyone's just relaxed, and everyone's like, their target was to get to NBA to get paid money. And then he said, the reason I became great because I thought this was like taking candy from a child, because everyone became very complacent, very relaxed, and he did not. He kept on practicing. He kept on working on his weak points. That's why he said I was able to become who I became. So we always have to pay attention about what we're learning, what we're paying attention, what we're putting our times in, right? And we have to learn about our weak points. If someone tells you you're not doing good, because you're not doing good, probably, because that's probably your weak point. Probably you need to stop doing what you're really good at and start really focusing on and teaching yourself, learning how to become really good at that thing that you're not good at. And people are telling you that already. Don't use your ego to fight them, argue with them about you're so good at this other thing.
Yeah.
It's not important, is it? Like
Yeah.
we know you're good at this thing, but
Yeah.
I mean, Kobe Bryant put it like this, and I thought I'd share with you guys. It was really eye-opening. Also, really nice to sit and hear this like one of the best athletes in all times.
Can imagine.
Tell his story this way,
Yeah.
you know. So really good. So,
Yeah.
what do you think about weak point and strong points? Like, this is how I can explain this.
I mean, like you said, also about the, like you were saying, like person A and person B. I feel like person A is usually the one with they usually have this very high ego of thinking that because they're person A, because they're the leaders, they know it all. And they're somewhat even better than person B.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
And then person A doesn't realize that they have strengths and weaknesses, and they just they like to take over like situations that they can't themselves control. They don't understand, but they still want to take over just because they're more dominant. But as person A, I feel like you should understand.
It's a very dangerous situation.
That you have strengths and weaknesses, and probably your weaknesses are person B's strengths.
Ooh.
So you have to realize when when that's the case, you know, because then if you
crazy.
And then on person B side, I mean, I feel like sometimes they have those strengths, but because person A is always the one taking charge, they don't let person A know that they have these strengths, because they're shut down sometimes because person A is just all, you know, taking over the situation all the time. So person B, take responsibility also about your strengths and really try to put them out there and let the other person A know, like, hey, I know how to do this better than you. Not saying that I'm better than you as a person, but I can do this better than you can. And if we're gonna work together, we're gonna be in this relationship. Just accept it and, you know, work with that.
Yeah. So that was amazing. That was a really good point. I hope that helped you guys see this a little bit different way and a better light. So what I would add to that is be an example. A lot of times when I'm that kind of situation, I don't push it. I don't argue. I don't fight. I just take my time, and in time, the truth will reveal itself, right? The truth is, if you understand you're really good at something and you do it, like, it will show. It will show itself, and then the A person needs to become aware of this and see this and see how the B person is able to do better than what he knows in that thing, you know, that point, or so if he can't, okay, so this is how it goes. Like, if you're in a place, in a work environment or in a relationship, this is, I'm gonna say this because I've done this, because if you see the A person is not capable of understanding and seeing, if you gave them enough chance, enough time, where it's been proven over and over that that person's not going to be able to grow and understand this situation, you're probably in a wrong place. You probably need to get your ass out of there and then go someplace that you have a better appreciation there, or you know, value to grow even bigger person over there, you know. And then this is very true also, and I've done it in the past, and after I did it, it didn't make me feel guilty, because I was like, that wasn't working. What do you want me to do? Like, I'm not gonna. You guys remember, we don't have 300 years we're gonna live. We don't. So it has to be worth it when you're doing something. So that's a very good point also.
Yeah.
So I mean, here we are. We're talking about the gap between relationships between two people, and we're getting really good content out of this. You know, like it's really good. Please, you guys, if you have any questions, anything you guys want to debate about, please leave comments below, and we would love to debate with you too. You know, it's like. Yeah, we're putting ourselves up front here, and for you guys to see, and we would love to continue this. You know.
I mean, yeah, you can submit your own topics too. I mean, if you can get two perspectives here. I mean, as we were talking about, this is two different age gaps. So you'll get one perspective from his part. You'll get a different one from my part.
Totally.
And they can both serve you really well.
Yeah. Something he just again reminded me was we were talking right before we started, you know, and then he reminded me of something. I told him when you buy a Microsoft device, Microsoft asks you the age, what age bracket you are in, and you know, they will ask you if you're from 20 to 25, if you're younger, or 35, 30 to 35, 40, 45, 50 to 60, and on and on. You know, I'm sure you have seen this, and probably without understanding, knowing, you're like, oh, I'm 35 years old, you know. And so what they're doing is like taking samples, and they're trying to understand where your belief system is, your understanding system is, if you're going to college or if you're sending a kid to college. Is two different, you know, places to be in life, and they want to understand who's using this device, what is it getting used for, and you know, you guys can go deeper on that, you know, all these other things, but so you have to be. It's always good to educate yourself to come out of that your age group into understanding all sectors of age group.
Definitely, yeah.
The younger and the older ones, and that will cause you to become better version of you, because you have different versions now. That what do you think?
Yes. I completely agree with that. Actually, from self-experience, I myself, when I first started going through seeking motivational and inspirational content, I would want to hear from people who were in my age range, just because that made me feel comfortable. You know, I feel like I'm learning from someone who is in the same place that I am, and so the vocabulary and the way the content was delivered, it just made more sense for me. But then when I started listening to older people, that just completely, like, it just changed my mindset and the way I was thinking. And ever since I heard older people talk about motivation, about life, success, and all of this stuff, like, I just couldn't go back to my own age range, to be honest. And to this day, I still prefer to listen to people who are much older than I am, just because their experience, their years of experience, really do matter. And it's not only about the content, but it's also about the experiences they've gone through. These people can share stories with you that that you've probably not gone through yet, just because you're younger.
Or you're gonna go.
Yeah. So you can also, like, prevent so many mistakes that you might make in the future just by listening to these older people, and it's just good, especially if you're a young person, just because you'll be able to take in all this knowledge early on, and you know, the success that you can get. It's just like
So one thing is very relevant is a lot of people have experiences, but sometimes you meet people that they have a lot of stories. Sometimes you meet people that they don't have a lot of stories, and they tell the same story over and over. This is something phenomenal, right? Like, but the reason is because this number one person did 30 years of 30 different things, and he was always challenging himself through those 30 years of experiences. He was always not comfortable being that same person, the same place where he was comfortable. He was always getting out of his comfort zone, everything. The number 2 person was most likely, which happens is they do their experience goes like this: 30 times 1, which is doing the same thing for 30 times, and that does not teach them more. It also makes them actually go backwards, because they get really depressed, and they get really not happy, because as a human mind we always need a challenge, right? We always want to go push forward and grow, and there is no growth there. There's always like 30 times 1 thing, where 30 times 30 things, so if you getting advice from someone, or becoming close association with someone, is you have to understand this. You have to make sure you know that this person been to so many places that you can learn so many things from this person, and that's that's the difference between people, how they use their time, what they do with their time, and then when they reach to that age, and then you associate with them, this is the difference when you get the different perspective and mindsets, and and this is how it goes. I'm sure you have some. You've seen a few of this, like when you associate with a bunch of older people, and like this is not interesting. When you meet this other older person, you're like, damn, this guy is really interesting. Exactly. Like, what's going on here? Exactly. Really come closer to this person, and
I mean, now that you bring that up, I think it's very important that you really choose and analyze who you want to take influence from, because just because they're older doesn't mean that you can learn some great stuff from them. You really want to verify that whatever advice they're giving you, it's backed up by actual results, and that they actually achieved success, and they're not just talking for the sake of just talking, or or maybe they learned something somewhere, and then all they did was just hear it, and then they want to teach it to you, like they've actually been through it, but they just like heard it on TV or radio, or like they just saw it somewhere, and now they're trying to teach you like they actually know from where they speak from. So I think it's a good thing that you always verify and check who you're getting the influence from, because it'll matter down the road.
Right. So one thing else, I hear you just open a video in my mind, which is like, we've heard this a lot, which you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with. So choose your friends and family members, cousins, whoever you hang around with. Choose them wisely. Make sure they're way ahead of you, so you have chance to learn things from them, and be humble. Don't push it, because if you're the one learning, then or you're the one helping, have patience, and get it across in a timely fashion way, and so it's true, it's real. Your 5 people you hang around with,
yes.
It will make the difference.
Definitely.
So
I mean, that's actually kind of something that's not easy actually to do, because when you just I remember hearing, when I heard this for the first time, I was like, oh my god, I have to there was like some like really cool friends.
And it gets really scary. You're like, oh my god.
It's like you have to go into this.
Do I need to stop hanging around my favorite people now?
It's like, I'm gonna go into this loneliness and depression. Like, who am I gonna share my life with now, and like stuff like that.
Totally.
And I feel like, yeah, I mean, there's times where, you know, you'll have to take this advice, and then you'll have to go through this period of loneliness where you just you start cutting these people off. But you know, with time, new people will come to your life, and these will be like much better people, and you'll be happier. Yeah,
it's like almost like Microsoft, how they do it with the age group. It's like there are different things important in life. When you start doing what's important today, suddenly all these other people that they're doing that kind of thing. So
do more of these actually.
There's so much to talk about.
Like, there is.
Here at K Brothers, we do so much. We constantly pushing our boundaries, ourselves, our education. We're always learning, so we always have a lot of things to talk about. We want to become better people, and you know, it's almost like university here, right? Like I love learning. I love my people, my close people learning with me, and I love learning what they learn. And so we always push. I highly recommend you guys get back to studying, learning.
Yeah, definitely.
I was watching one of the, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Patrick Bet-David. So I was watching one of his videos where he was sitting in a room, and he goes like, how many people went to college? There's like over 300 people in the room, right? So a bunch of people raise their hands, they're proud, right? And then he's like, wait, put your hands down. Now this is where the question is. That wasn't the question. He goes, how many of you guys read 3 books this year? 2 hands goes up. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Just because they went to college, they think they're smart. They don't need to educate anymore. They stop educating themselves, and they don't read. They don't do courses. They don't do. This is very important. Like this is it just like, what do you think? Like education. Like, does education stop, or just because you didn't go to college, that means you're not educated? You can't be educated. Like, can you educate yourself? Like, become really smart on what you're doing. Like, you know, like, what do you think? Like, so many people.
I blame school, man.
But
like,
there's so many things the school's not gonna teach you, but a lot of things you're gonna learn in school also. You know.
But
schooling doesn't stop, I think.
I feel like in school, they mainly teach you how to memorize things. It's almost about just memorizing, and at the end, you just like, your reward for being very good at memorizing things is to get a good grade, and to pass the class, and to get a degree. Yeah. But I feel like self-education itself is a skill. It's a skill to learn, and it's a habit to maintain. Because like, once you learn how to self-educate yourself, you know, you want to keep doing that, and that's a habit that you have to build within time, and that's
very much so. It's almost like you fall out of being smart if you stop educating yourself, and it doesn't take very long. You know, sometimes it takes 12 hours to have that edge. You know, that smartness. As soon as you start listening to smart words and what matters for your daily occupation, or you know what you're doing, is you'll start forgetting to have that edge. So you always have to keep on reading something about it, or watching something about it, learning something about it, you know, practicing it.
And if you're not like used to like self-education, like, it's not like you have to like once you hear this, it's not like you have to like now like start like reading an entire book in one day, or like really start pushing yourself. You know, you can start small. Start learning like a few new things. Even if it's like little snippets here and there, and then build it up from there. You know.
So, you know, this was really amazing. This was really good. I really enjoyed talking to you about all this. I think we should do a maybe like a podcast about education,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I feel like you know,
Definitely.
we did not go long-term schools. Here, this guy is like really smart. He didn't have a chance to go to college and everything, but he found a way to educate himself, and maybe it was accidental, maybe it was his wish. He wanted this to come to you, and
Actually, I
you
have a
took
story.
advantage of it.
I have a full story on that. But
Yeah.
we'll
So
probably share that different.
let's make a podcast and talk
Yeah.
about education. My education background, his education background, and
Yeah.
what are we doing today to educate ourselves.
Yeah, definitely. That'll
I
be
think
fun.
we're kind of like we're running out of time, and let's close this. I want to close this by saying you guys pay attention to the gap between the relationships and you know
Yes.
where you are. Understand that happens to you, and you have to always be aware and work on it, and always improve and close the gap. This is always ongoing,
Yeah,
closing
yeah.
and opening.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
you can say a few words.
You said what I was gonna say.
Yeah. All right.
I was gonna say exactly what he said.
Yeah. So here we understand that's how it works, because that's why we're
Yeah.
agreeing with each other, because we do
Yeah.
the same thing, and
Yeah.
we love doing this stuff for you guys. Please leave comments and below, and let us know your points and your opinions. We appreciate you guys listening. We will appreciate if you leave likes, and stay tuned for other podcasts, other videos, and thank you so much.
Follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook. All the links are going to be down below. Check out our website. Got some awesome jewelry over there, motivational jewelry, and yeah.
Yes. We our occupation is a jeweler. We have a jewelry company, and we do everything handmade. We educate ourselves about making the best and greatest pieces, and please visit the website and see. Always we have new things coming up for you guys.
Yeah.
We appreciate if you do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Develop your mindset.